Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Namaste everyone. On this joyous occasion, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the rendition of Shri Vedanta Deshikar's Raghuveera Gadyam. Andal says, Kudiyirundu Kulirundelor Empavai. So for those that do not know Tamil, Goda Devi says, come together and celebrate. I truly believe it is due to the divine will we are here together, because I originally thought of chanting the Raghuveera Gadyam at home on this day of consecration, and then sprung the idea of Google Meet. And that further got enhanced as I learned about the research paper over this weekend. Before we begin, I would like to thank my late parents, my mother for instilling bhakti in me, and my father for introducing me to Shri Vedanta Deshikar. The first segment will be the rendition of the Raghuveera Gadyam. In the second segment, I will share the research work of Professor Dr N Kannan and explain how the date of consecration is embedded in this poetry. We will then conclude the program singing Kulashekharazhwar's Mannu, Pugazh, Kosalai to welcome our valor. Now, let me start with the rendition. Shri Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimate Nigamanta Maha Deshikaya Namaha, Shri Mahavira Vaibhavam, Shri Raghuveera Gadyam, Shri Man Venkatanatharya, Kavitarkika Kesari, Vedantacharya Vayo Me, Sannidhattam Sada Hridi, Jayatya Santrasa, Vanta Vidvamsanodaya, Prabhavam Sitaya Devya, Paramavyoma Bhaskara, Jaya Jaya Mahavira, Mahadhira, Gaureya, Devasura Samara Samaya Samudhita, Nikhila Nettara Nirdharita Niravadika, Mahatmya, Ashavadana Damita Daivata, Parishadabhyarthita Dasharati Bhava, Vinakara Tulakamala Divakara, Vishadathipati Rana Sakacharana Chatura Dasharatha, Paramarana Vimochana, Kosala Sutta Kumara Bhava Katusukita Karanakare, Kaumara Keli Gopayita Kaushika Dhvara, Anadhvara, Durya Bhavya Divyastra Vrindavantita, Pradata Jana Vimata Vimatana, Durlalita Durlalita, Anutara Vishika, Vikarana Vikatita Vishararu Shararu Tataka Tatakiya, Tadakirana Shakala Hara Jatila Ratapati Mahuta Tatanatana Batu, Vibhuta Saridati Bahula Madhugalana Lalita Paranalina Raja Bhukavedika Rijavajina, Yakadupala Tanuruchira Parana Munivara, Yuvati Nuka, Koshika Sutra Patita Vidita Nava Vividha Katha, Mathila Nagara Sulotana Lochana Chakura Danda Parashuko Danda Prakanda Kandana Shaunda Bhutadanda Danda Kirana Mandala Bodhika Kundarika Vanaruchilunda Kalochana Mochita Janaka Hridaya Shankatantan Parikrita Nikhila Narapati Varana Janaka Duki Kutata Viharana Samochita Parakala Shatakoti Shatakuta Katina Parashudhara Munivara Duravana Mata Manija Dhanurata Prakashita Paranishya Tatuhara Shikhari Kantuka Vikrut Yunmukha Jagadarantuka Vitahari Danti Danta Dantura Dashavadana Damana Tushala Dashashata Bhuja Mukhandrupati Kula Rubhira Dhara Bharita Tara Tata Pita पितृका भृगुपति सुगति विहति कारणत परिदिषु परिघ्र अमृत भय भूषित हृदय पितृवचन पालन प्रतिज्ञावज्ञात यौवराज्य निषाद राज सौहृद सूचित कौशील्य सागर भरद्वाज शासन परिगृहीत विचित्र चित्रकूट गिरिकट कटक अनन्य शासनीय प्रणत भरत मकुट कट सुघटित पादुकाभ्याभिषेक निर्वर्तित सर्वलोक योग क्षेम पिशित रुचि विहित दुरित बलमथ तनय बलि भुगलुगति सरभत शयन गुणशकल परिपतन भय चकित सकल सुर मुनिवर बहुमत महासामर्थ्य रुहिणहर बलमथर दुरारक्ष शरलक्ष दण्डघाततो वन जङ्गम पारिजात विराध हरिण शार्दूल विलुलित बपुफल मखकल रजनिचर मृग मृगयारम्भ संभृत क्षीरघृदनुरोध शिशिर शिरस्थितरति विरनिरासवासरकर दूषण जलनिधि शोषण दोषित ऋषिकर घोषित विजय घोषण करकर खरकर खण्डन चण्ड पवन विसप्तर सहस्र नलवन विलोलन महाकलभ असहाय शूर अनपाय साहस महित महामृत दर्शन मुदित मैथिली धकर परिरंभन विभव विरोपित विकट वीरक्रम मारीच माया मृग चर्म परिकर्पित निर्भर गर्भास्तरण विक्रम यशो लाभ विप्रीत जीवित रुधराज देहाभिदक्षालक्षित भक्त जन दाक्षिण्य कल्पित विबुध भावक बन्धाभिनन्दित अवन्ध्य महिम मुनि जन भजन भूषित हृदय कलुष शबरी मोक्ष साक्षीभूत भञ्जन तनय भावुक भाषित रञ्जित हृदय करणिसुत शरणागति परतन्त्रीकृत स्वातन्त्र्य दृढगढ कटित कैलास कोटि विकट दुन्दुभि कंकाल कूट दूर विक्षेपदक्ष दक्षिणेतर दुष्टधर चलन विश्वस्त सुकृताशय पृथुल बहुविटति गिरिधरणि विवर युगपदुदय विवृत चित्रपुंख वैचित्र्य विपुल भुज शैल मूल निबिड़ निपीडित रावण रणरणक जनक चतुर्भुजि विहरण चतुर कपिकुलपति हृदय विशाल शिलातल धारण दारुण शीली मुख अपार पारावार परिखा परिवृत्त पुर परिसुत दहन जवन पवन भव अपितर परिष्पन्त भावित सर्वस्वदाने महित सहोदर हरिग्रह विसंवादि विविध सचिव संभण समेत संग्रह समुद्रुम्भित सर्वेश्वर भाव अकृत प्रपन्न जन संरक्षण दीक्षित वीर सत्यव्रत प्रतिशयन भूमिका भूषित अयोधि पुलिन कलय शिखि परुष शिख शिखा शोषिता हुंकार वारिपूर प्रबल रिपु कलह कुतुक चटुल कपिकुल करतल तूलित कृतगिरि निकर साधित सेतु पथ सीमा सीमंतिक समुद्र द्रुतगति तरुमृद वरोधिनी निरुद्ध लंकावरोध देपथुलास्य लीलोपदेश देशिक अनुद्याघोष मगनधर कनक गिरिगरिम धरणि गममय निज गरुड गरुड नील बगलिक ऋषवदन शरकदन चरण रणकरण वैलक्ष्य भूमिकाक्ष रक्षो मलाध्यक्ष वावलेत कठोरकदनि संस्कृति चकुल कठोर कामुक विनिष्ठिख विताडन विघटित मकुट विफल विश्रव स्तनय विश्रम स्तनय विक्षाणन विख्यात विक्रम कुंभकर्ण कुलगिरि विकलन दंभोळीभूत निःशंक पंकपत्र अभिकरण कुतवः परिचरण विघटन सरभस परिपतत परिमित अभिबल जलधि लहरि कल कल रव कुपित मघजित विहनन हृदनुत साक्षित राक्षस द्वंद्व युद्ध प्रतिद्वंद्व पौरुष त्रयंबक समधिक घोर क्रीडंबर सारथि कृतरथ सत्प्रप शास्त्र प्रतापित प्रताप चितशर कृत लवन दशक निपतन पुनरुदय तरगलित जनित दर तरल हरिहय नयन नलिन वन रुचि खसित अहर निपतित सुरतर कुसुम वितति सुरभित रथपथ अखिल जगदधिक भूतबल वरबल दशलपन अपन दशकलवन जनित कदन परवश रजनिकर युवति विलपन वचन समाविषय निगम शिखर निकर मुखर मुख मुनिवर परिपणित अभिगत शतमत हुतवत पितृपति नैऋति वरुण पवन धनद गिरिशमुख सुरपति मुति मुदित अमित विदित खतित निज विभव जलधि वृषकलव विगत भय विभुद परिभृड विबोधित वीर शयन शाहित वानर कृतनौघ वसमय विघटित सुघटित हृदय सह धर्मचारिणीक विभीषण वशंवरीकृत लंकेश्वर्ये निर्पन्न कृत्य अपुष्टिधरिपुपक्ष पुष्पकनवसगति गोष्पदीकृत गगनार्णव प्रतिज्ञानवतरण कृत प्रणभरत मनोरथ संहित सिंहासनाधिरूढ स्वामिन् राघव सिंह नाटक गिरिकट कलडक पादपीठ निकट कट परिकुठित निखिल नृपति किरीट कोटि विविध मणिगण किरण निकर नीराजित चरण राजीव दिव्य धौम अयोध्याधिदैवत पितृपथ सुपित कर शुधर मुनि विहित नृपहरण कदन पूर्वकाल प्रभव शतगुण प्रतिष्ठापित धार्मिक राजवंश शुभचरित रथ भरत अर्वित गर्व विजय गाथाशत शासित मधुसुत शत्रुघ्न सेवित कुशलव परिगृहीत कुलगाथाविशेष विधिवश परिणमदमर भणिति कवितर कथित निज चरित निबंधन निशमन निर्वृत सर्वजन सम्मानित पुनरुपस्थापित विमानवर विश्वानन प्रीणित वैश्रवण विश्रावित यशः प्रपंच पंचतापन्न मुनि कुमार संजीवनामृत त्रेतायुग प्रवर्तित कात्तयुग वृत्तान्त अविकल वपु सुवर्ण हयमथ सहस्र निर्वहण निर्वर्तित निज वर्णाश्रम धर्म सर्वधर्म समाराध्य सनातन धर्म साकेत जनपद जनिधरिक जंगम दलितर जंतु जात दिव्य गतिकान दर्शित विद्यनिस्सीम वैभव अवतपन पापित भक्त जन भक्त राम श्री राम भद्र नमस्ते पुनस्ते नमः चतुर्मुखेश्वर मुखे Pautradiशालिने Namaste Sita Samanthaye Ramaya Gunamedhine Kavikathasimhathitam Kathora Sukumara Gundhagambhiram Bhavabhalabheshadam Yetat Kathat Mahavira Vaibhavam Sudhiyah Shri Mahavira Vaibhavam Samaptam Kapitatika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Mangalam Koshalendraya Maniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Kanojaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Veda Vedanta Vidyaya Meghasyamanamurtaye Punyam Mohanarupaya Punyashlokaya Mangalam. So that completes the rendition of Shri Raghuveera Gadyam. So the second segment, what I want to do is to share the research work of Professor Dr N Kannan, who is a visiting professor in the Shastra University, whose paper I got just in the weekend, and I was looking into this, how in this Raghuveera Gadyam poetry, the date of consecration is embedded. So let me start sharing that. Can you please let me know if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you. So the professor has done a lot of research work, and he has come up with the phrase from where we can actually derive this data. And he has also given how the date can be derived not just for January 22nd, 2024, but it can also be derived for the month of the Tamil month, which is the Thai month, and it is the day 8. So he has given that, and then he has also given that for Salyavahana and five different dates that can be derived. I'm only going to take just January 2nd, 22nd, 2024, and then explain how that has, that's embedded there. So before I get there, I wanted to acknowledge the paper that Professor N Kannan has published. And as we speak, it is just being sent to our Prime Minister Modi for understanding. And this is really a brand new work that has just happened, and it has just gotten published, which I said, by divine will, I got to get this paper and read about it over the weekend. And I want to also thank Balaji Mama, who is a trustee in the Sri Varadaraja Temple in Ambattur, Chennai, through whom I actually got this paper this weekend. I'll move on to how this is derived. So in the last section of Raghuveera Gadyam, there is this phrase, Divya Bhauma Ayodhyadi Daivata. So this is the phrase that the professor has taken, and he has derived the date of consecration from here. So the first one is decoding the above phrase. You get these numbers that you're seeing on the screen. So how do we get these numbers? So there is a unique way, what is known as a Katapayadi Sankhya in Sanskritam. I'm not going to go into the details of Katapayadi Sankhya. Some of you that have joined probably know about that. But for each of the kavargam, 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 all of that, there are some numbers that are associated. For example, from ka through the cha, so you get like 10 letters, kaka, gaga, and ya, and chacha, jaga, ya. So for that, the numbers start from 1 through 9 and then a 0. So like that for kavargam and the kavargam, they are combined. And then you get the kavargam. And then the rest of them are all the yaralava and then the rest of the consonants that are there. So with that in mind, and then for the vowels, you assign a value 0. You get the above number that you're seeing there on the screen. So now, how do you get the date? So some of you from the computer science background will know that we have this overloading operator. So the 0 that you see is pretty much like an overloading operator. Sometimes you want to do an OR operation or you want to use it as an additional symbol. Sometimes you would use it for something else that we will just get to that in a minute. So the first 4 digits that you should take, 8, 0, and 14, you use the additional operator for that 0, you will get number 22. And then you see 4, 5, you leave that 4, 5, we'll get to that. And then you see digit 1 there, which is the month, January. Now, how do you get the year? This is really mind-boggling. Let me go to that. Are able to see my screen where it shows about the year? Okay, so now
no, Bhagini, we are only seeing the first page of the presentation.
So decoding the above phrase, is that something you're seeing, Saraj Mahodaya?
We're
No,
just
I
seeing
see
the first.
Shri Raghuveera Gadyam and Ayodhya consecration. That's the page I'm seeing.
Oh, is it? Is
Just the
everybody
first
seeing?
slide.
Yes, first page only it is appearing.
Oh, it is not showing the digits or whatever that I explained?
No.
Okay, let me just go back and see what happened with the sharing. Okay, I'm just going to do the entire screen. Hopefully that helps. Are you able to see my screen now or no? Saraj Mahodaya, are you able to see my screen?
The first page only, Bhagini.
Okay, so now I'm just moving my slide.
Yeah, now we can. Yes, now we can. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll quickly go through this. I just wanted to acknowledge, Professor N Kannan and Balaji Mama, from whom I got this information. And then I took this specific phrase, Divya Bhauma Ayodhyadhi Daivatan. And there are numbers associated with this, like I was mentioning, the Katipayadi Sankhya, which will give this number list that is associated with the phrase. Now, I talked about how we are deriving 22, which is the date today in India right now. If you take the first 4 digits and then the operator for 0 is an additional operator, you will get 22. Then you leave the digits 4 and 5, and then you go to the next digit, which is 1, which will give the month January. Now we have to look into how we are getting 2024. So I'm going to move the slide. Just let me know if you're able to see my next screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So now Bhauma is actually 4, 5, and then in Katipayadi Sankhya, sometimes you will also actually reverse it. some of them that are into Carnatic music will also know that how that when they derive the Melakarta ragam using this Katapaya Adi Sankhya, they'll also reverse it and then have the number that gets associated with that. So it's a very same technique because the Carnatic music, all of that is derived from the what we are using with Sanskritam here. So the Bhauma, that 4-5 that you got here gets reversed and you get that 5-4. So the next one is very interesting. Dhya, if we have any phrase like with Dhya, Shri Vedanta Deshikar is mentioning, I believe, that it has to be raised to the power. Okay, so we have to consider that as that we need to raise the power. And it is not in this specific Gadya, but then in a different work that he has done, he's mentioning how it has to be decoded. Now, the next one is Ayo. So that is, so the Ya is like 1. So like I said, the vowels get the number 0. So it is 0 and 1. In this case, again, we have to reverse that order. The next one is Adhi. So you again get 0 and 9. So you reverse the order again. So you get 9-0. For Daivata, you use the same numbers that you have gotten, 8, 4, 4, and 6, which is the direct order. Again, Shri Vedanta Deshikar mentions where we have to use it as a direct order and where we have to reverse the order. And then in the first one, that Ayo, the 0 that you are getting, this has to be considered as a decimal. So now what we get is 54 and then 1.90846. So if you raise 54 to the power of 1.90846, what you get is 2024. So this is really mind-boggling. So what we have derived is, January 22nd, 2024. So I'll give a very brief for the Thai month, right? So it starts with number 8 here. So today is the 8th day of Thai month. And then in this case, then you reverse this 1 and 0, you reverse it. This is the 10th month. Because after Thai, in Tamil, it is Masi and then it becomes Panguni. So you get that. And then the rest, I'm just going to leave it because this goes into what is your Kali Yuga year. So it is like 5124. So how that is derived. So I will leave it at that. So likewise, he has done for 3 other ways of calendar notation that is available. All of this is from that one phrase, Divya Bhauma Ayodhyadhi Daivata. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. With this rendition. And we'll move to the last segment, which is the pasuram Kulashekharazhwar's Mannu Pugazh. So this is essentially the way like how Kulashekharazhwar is thinking is actually doing a talelo. So this I felt it is so apt to sing as we welcome the Balarama. I will just sing only the 2 first and the last paragraphs of that. Mannu Pugazh Kosalai Mani Vayir Vaitavane Pennilangai Komudigal Sindhu Vithaisam Pomche Kanninan Mamadil Pudaisu Puratin Karumaniye என்னுடைய நமோதே ராகவனே தாலேலோ தேவரையும் அசுரரையும் திசைகளையும் படைத்தவனே யாவரும் வந்தாடி வணங்க அரந்தனாக தூயின்பவனே காவிரி நல்நாதி பாயும் அன்னபூரணத்தின் கருமணியே தேவரி வெஞ்சிலி வலவா ராகவனே காளே அண்ணீனன் மாதில் கூடை சூழ் அன்னபூரத்தின் காதுத்தன் கண்மணி மேல் தாளேலும் என்றுரைத்த தமிழ் மாலே கொல்நவிலும் உடை குலசே நூல் பத்தும் வல்லார் பண்ணிய நூல் பத்தும் So that is pretty much I had for today. If anyone has got any questions or anything, please ask. I'll try to clarify as much as I can.
மேம் நமஸ்காரம். ரொம்ப நன்றி. இவ்வளோ ஒரு அருமையான விஷயத்த வந்து எங்களுக்கு நீங்க கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க அப்படிங்கிறது ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ். நான் சுபாஷினி பேசுறேன். ஆக்சுவலி
Okay, so with that I think we will conclude. So I will just do concluding prayers and then we can leave. यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि तत्पादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि च विदितानि नमस्ते पुरुषोत्तमा कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्थभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। ॐ तत्सत्। Dhanyasmi everyone. We will meet again another time. Thank you all.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you.
தேங்க்யூ மேம்.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhagini.